My name is Sarah. I'm a registered clinical counselor in BC and manager of mental wellness programs at the YMCA of Greater Vancouver. Thank you for joining me in this second video of the Y Wellness series. If you missed the first video, I would encourage you to just go back and watch it and then join us again in this video. Y Wellness is a series of 8 short videos where I'll be providing education and information on the principles of acceptance and commitment therapy, also known as ACT. In the first video, I gave a general overview of ACT, including how it can provide us with tools and strategies when it comes to coping with distress. In today's video, I'm going to focus on the ACT core principle of connecting with the present moment. And this is similar to the principles of mindfulness. Both of these, mindfulness and connecting with the present moment, can be really helpful for us when it comes to coping with distress, but they can also be really effective tools in terms of enjoying happiness and the wonderful times that we experience in life. Connecting with the present moment is defined as the ongoing, non-judgmental awareness of our internal and external environments. So, what does that actually mean? It means actively paying attention to the thoughts, emotions, and physical sensations as we're experiencing them in the present moment, while also bringing the same level of awareness and observation to the environment and our surrounding cues. It also means that while we're noticing and observing internally and externally, we're doing so without judgment, evaluation, or criticism. So not getting caught in identifying things as good or bad or right or wrong or I like it or I don't like it, but just trying to be more of an observer and notice things more directly. Oftentimes, when we're experiencing distress, let's say nervousness, we actively avoid or try to push down our inner experience. We might try to control our thoughts or not have certain emotions, and then we might become hyper-focused on one particular thing in our environment that's really triggering our distress. These are all really normal, natural reactions. I mean, we're feeling uncomfortable, so we think that if we avoid this discomfort, then we don't have to feel it. However, the opposite actually tends to be true. When we're not aware of what's happening for us internally, when we're disconnected to our environment, we don't have the information that we need to cope with the distress. And that's when we tend to become overwhelmed with it. So the goal when it comes to the strategy of connecting with the present moment is to experience our world more directly and not filtered through our past memories or future focused predictions or fantasies or worries, but rather to experience the world as it's happening and not getting lost and consumed in our thoughts or emotions. Connecting with the present moment allows us to be more flexible in our response and wise in our reactions. We're probably all familiar with times where we've overreacted or reacted really quickly in an unhelpful way. So connecting with the present moment actually gives us this opportunity to pause and respond flexibly without reacting blindly. Now you may be wondering, okay, so how do I practice this connecting with the present moment? And there's a few ways to do it. One of which is something that I've already mentioned. So it's naming our internal experience as it's coming up for us. And that means identifying our thoughts that we're having, tuning in, maybe being able to label or identify those emotions, not as good or bad or right or wrong, or I should or shouldn't have it, but just, oh, there's sadness. Oh, there's frustration or anger. And then also being aware of maybe what's happening in terms of our physical bodies. So am I noticing tightness in my chest, hotness in my hands, a cramp in my stomach, just paying attention to the physical sensations. And actually, we don't have to wait until we're in distress to try this out. It's better to try new tools and strategies when we're feeling relatively neutral than to wait until we're super distressed and to try something for the first time. So let's pause and do this right now. I'm going to invite you to just take a moment and notice the thoughts that might be coming up for you in this moment. It could be like, well, this sounds really easy, or I'm thinking, I'm not sure what she's talking about, or you could be having thoughts totally unrelated to this video. And now take a moment and see if you can notice any emotions that might be on the forefront for you. And it's fine if you can't identify it or name that emotion, but just see if you can turn inwards. You might notice something like content, boredom, excitement, frustration, any number of emotions. And then now let's tune to those physical sensations in our body. So again, you might notice like a temperature in your hands and feet. You might notice feelings of, tension or tightness in your throat or chest. You might even notice, muscle tension somewhere else in your body, or even relaxed muscles. And so that's one way to practice connecting with the present moment. Another way to practice this strategy is to use your other senses to tune into the present moment. So that's like identifying with the things that you see around you, being able to tune into what you hear. And if you do that right now, what you hear, we really have to stop and pause, right? So that really helps us connect with this present moment. And you can also tune into your senses, like, what do you smell? Even if you can't even label it, just noticing that sense of smell, and even what you taste in your mouth, even if there's nothing in your mouth. So these are two different ways that we can connect with the present moment. We can recognize what's happening for us internally, like labeling and identifying thoughts, emotions, physical sensations, and then also tuning into our other senses: sight, hearing, smelling, and tasting. So I really encourage you to try out these strategies for yourself, see what you notice, see how it goes. This wraps up this video of the YWellness series, the second video on connecting with the present moment. I hope you try this practice out for yourself. Keep your eyes out for the third video, which will focus on the ACT core concept of acceptance. My name's Sarah. Thanks so much for joining.